Why are we so quick to say we trust people, but in the real sense of it, we are far away from trusting or even letting anyone into our space to even trust them? Hi everyone, and welcome to Words with DatOneLady. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the podcast. And first of all, I want to thank everyone for taking time out to listen to the episodes. If you listen to the January, February, and March recap, I am so proud of you. And if you've not listened or this is your first listen, welcome. This is the April recap. We've been doing a lot of recaps on the months of the year, and we are currently in December. So I am doing the April recap, and we have May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. We have about 8 months. Oh, sorry, yeah. I think we have 7 months to go in this recap. And you know what I think, though? I'm going to keep doing this till maybe next year. Like, I'll finish it. I'll finish all the months, and then we'll go from there and see what the new year has in store for us. But now to the April recap. And if you listen to the March one, you remember that I mentioned that I started skating in March. And I think I just started in February, March. Now my timeline kind of fails me. But April, I would term as the month my trust system was tested. In the sense that, there's a time in your life where you tell everybody that, I'm open to trusting people, letting people into your life and all that good stuff. April was that month where, that thing where they say you have trust issues. It kind of was obvious, it was very obvious in my regards. And I had to, look back and say, how much do you trust? And when I'm not talking about humans. I'm mostly talking about God. And that kind of thing where you've been through it, you're getting yourself back on track in March, and April you're like, oh God, I trust you. But when things happen, you realize that you actually don't trust God. You just said it to yourself that you trust God, but in practicality, you're far away from it, and then it becomes obvious that you actually have that issue. That was what April kind of unfolded for me. And it was quite interesting because what I had to do was now track back and then start doing the whole God help me to trust, see me through. What do I need to do? How do I practically begin to actually trust God? What do I have to do to actually begin to trust God? And, as Christians, we're very quick to say, oh, I'm trusting. I trust, da 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 da. But when life shows you shaggy, you now realize that, it's the same thing, like, that thing where people say they trust your partners, and then something happens, they begin to like, like there's this like slight like doubt in their mind that maybe they actually did that. You understand? So that's like basically what it was. But in my regards, it was about trusting God. You've always asked God for something. You've always asked God to help you, see you through, give you this, give you that. And then God begins to do things in his own way, and you begin to look at things and you're like, wait, what? No, that's not what I thought or how I was looking at it. April was an interesting, time, as other months of the year, sincerely, when I look back, like there was no time that wasn't interesting. April tested my trust systems. I clearly understood that I literally did not have a good faith or good hand work, or I was not the greatest when it came to the topic of trusting, and I needed to walk through that. And I think I spent the rest of the year 2023 trying to understand what I meant when I said I trusted, and what it means to actually trust, and how to actually put that into work, trusting. Also in the month of April, I went for my first ever bridal dress shopping with a friend. My friend who got engaged in January this year was getting married in a couple of months, and she invited me to come, dress shopping with her. And I would say that experience was so beautiful to, be a part of. First of all, when you think about weddings and engagements and all those things, it's quite fun. The person's engaged, and there's a piece of settling for that dress or that thing that you would wear on that day, that hopefully is your only day that you get married. to the love of your life. And it was so interesting to see her go through the motions of trying to figure out what dress was best, her style, the kind of dress she has ever dreamt of having on. I think she mentioned that she never thought about like wedding dress before. Like when I say wedding, thought about like, if she thought, I don't think if I remember clearly, she said she had not really thought about what she would like to wear on a wedding day. And I remember that we went for the dress shopping for a period of time, and this in April was our first time because I was looking at pictures and I was just seeing all the dresses that she had worn. And I remember her wearing one dress and all of us were like, this is so beautiful, you should wear it. And it was so interesting that, I'm glad she did not settle for that dress and she found something great eventually, and the wedding was a beautiful one. But it was quite interesting to see her go through like the decision process of picking up the dress that she wanted. And I remember even at the store where we were, the ladies there were like, you know what? Everybody always comes in and thinks that they like their first dress. And eventually you then realize that you want it better. And also everybody comes in thinking they have a style they want in their head. Oh, they would like an A-shaped dress, a ball dress, or this dress. And then they realize eventually that, okay, no, that doesn't suit me. I don't like that. Or it doesn't feel like me. I think what that taught me was we can always dream of what we want and ask God for that best thing that we think is great. But the all-knowing eye, who is God, who already knows the beginning from the end from the beginning, that knows everything from like different parts of it, knows what's best for you, knows what's going to happen if he gives you this thing you're asking, and has better in store for you. And if you just trust the process, it would be beautiful, you would love it, and you would appreciate it. Literally, I remember when, I remember one of the times my friend was, trying out these dresses, myself and Whitney and Zio on the phone, and we're like, oh my God, this dress is beautiful. Oh my God, this is best. Oh my God, this is the best dress. And every time we saw a new dress, we always said it was beautiful. And that's because we're human. We never know what the next thing will look like. So imagine having to settle around for like the first thing you saw or you've seen, and you look again, and the next time you go to show, you see something else beautiful. Would you keep changing your mind? So I think what it taught me was, as Christians, because you trust God, you should trust in the man that knows everything. We don't know anything. We literally just know what we're seeing in this now. We don't see what's happening in future. We don't see what's happening 2 days time, 3 days time, or next year. We don't see it, but he does. He knows. He's all knowing. So why are we not trusting him with the choice of giving us what he thinks is the best? Why do we want to choose our hands? And if we want to choose, why not we ask that he directs our choosing? Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to get all biblical and spiritual, but like when I look back in April, like trust is like the theme of the month for me, because I look back and I'm like, oh my God, like, growing up in church, you're like, oh my God, I trust God. You sing that, I trust you. And then there's a trying time and you just realize that you literally did not trust God. You literally did not trust yourself. You literally did not trust anything, and you're just living in constant fear. And it was an eye-opening experience, and having to go through like dress shopping with my friend just made me know that life is a process, life is stages. Life is a bunch of new things happening over and over. Just wish we're seeing a new dress every time and liking and not liking and say, oh, this is not good or this is good. Or people will say, oh my God, this dress is beautiful. This dress is beautiful. Or, thinking about, oh, I have a style the way I want it to be. But like there's something better out there if you just, relax and just trust God. Or when I say there's something better out there, God has something better in store for you. So trust the process, trust him to make a decision for you. Okay, that literally was April, and I've done that in like 9 minutes 20 seconds if I'm not wrong. I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, it was a beautiful month. I also remember that this month was like the month of April, was the month where I did travel for, I think it was my first conference of the year. And I met amazing people. I was in a group of very intellectual people, like smart individuals. And it was great. It was a good time. I would say that I learned a lot. And I think it set my tone for the academic year for me, the month of April, as it relates to like delivering what I do as it relates to my research. It was a month where things were put on the radar for me. I think it was also the period where data collection was like hot in the middle. And I, of course, I think I mentioned this already. I was freaking out a lot from the month of January till almost August, where I was freaking out about what exactly like the research line had in store for me. But it was quite interesting to see how it started unfolding from April when I went for my first conference of the year. And yeah, it was great. It was great. I remember that even in the month of April, I still wanted to go back to things that I had said wasn't good for me because I wasn't trusting God. I still wanted to go back. You know that thing where you're worried about the future, you're worried about what, tomorrow holds, and you tell yourself, nah, okay, I'll just go back and take that job or take that stuff so that, I'm not left high and dry. But like I said earlier, God knows better. He has better in store for you. So why not? Why you, looking back like Lot's wife? If I was going to change anything about April, it would have been me asking God for the strength to trust. I remember talking to a friend who came to see me in March, and I was it was in April. My friend came to see me in April, and I remember mentioning that I enjoy traveling, and they asked me this question: do you enjoy traveling, or do you have travel high, or travels high? That's what he called it. And I was like, that's a very interesting thing to say. And I wanted to find out what he meant. It was like, you get so much joy for being away from your place of abode. And you shut out all your problems and you shut out all your issues without even looking or considering what they are, or try to see how you can make them work or change things, fix things in your life. Then while you're on this trip, you're having a great time doing research or, just vacationing, whatever it is. And then when you're back to reality, it seems like all your problems comes back on your shoulders. It's not because, the travel was not a great one. No, it was good. It was relaxing. But the problem is you never took care of the problem in your abode. So therefore, once you get back home, they greet you back, because if you don't wash your plate, they'll be there looking at you. If you don't put them in the dishwasher, they would never clean itself. That's literally what it was. Like, you have these issues at home, you did not take care of it, you did not work on it, and you expect that when you're back, everything's just going to change and, get better. How? Why? Where? Who's going to do it? You are the one in charge of your life. So take charge and make sure that things, change. And that really put something in my mind, in the sense that instead of complaining about things going wrong or having issues and this, why not sit down with those things and try to see how to make them better? Some people say a problem shared is a problem solved. What exactly? You can also, and that's something, it's very interesting though. When we say a problem solved, shared is a problem solved, we don't realize that even sharing the problem with God is a way of, getting it solved. Oh my God. I had to learn over time that, asking God, like, God, please, what exactly is this? Why am I going through this? What's the issue? Like, what am I doing wrong? Help me. It's so refreshing, when you do that, just so you know. But yeah, as you are beginning to take stock, it's currently 2nd of December. As you begin to look at your life and look back at the year 2023, if you're feeling a little down and feeling like you have not done so much, or you feel like, where do I start? The question you should ask yourself is, do you trust you to make the right decisions? And if you notice, like I said, April was all about trusting. Do you trust you to make the right decisions? Do you trust God, if you believe in God, whatever you believe in? Do you trust that thing to see you through what the problem is? And if you feel like the place where you are still feels a little stifling, check around. What exactly is it that is making that place feel stifling? Have you fixed it? Have you identified the problem? And have you tried to commit those problems to the man, the creator, whoever it is that you believe in? Have you, let it go? Have you let go of control of, and that's going to be May, the theme for May, it's control. Have you trusted that everything's going to work out? Because you can actually, that kind of thing where it can actually be working hard on yourself and you don't trust that you can be better. Like, you don't believe that's going to happen. It's so funny that when we talk about trust, we talk about trusting of other people. We don't talk about trusting of ourselves. You trust that you can do good for yourself. You trust that you can make the best decisions for yourself with, putting trust in the other person that you believe in, or the other supernatural being you believe in. I think if you don't take anything away from today's podcast, it is to ask yourself this question: do I trust me? And if you don't trust you, what do you need to do to make sure that you can trust yourself? Anyway, on that note, guys, thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it so much, don't forget to share. Let your friends know. Let your sister, brothers, uncle, mothers, fathers know about it. It can help anybody. This can help anybody at all. So go ahead and share it. If you also have a question, comments, things you like me to do more, or anything you like me to hear, go ahead and leave me an email. Check the description and you will find my email there, and I would love to hear back from you guys. Thank you so much once again, and until next time, keep living, keep loving, and ensure that you're living your truth. And until the next podcast, have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.